Uh-oh.
Oh, you muted yourself. All right, well, Nick is muted. I don't think you can hear me. Oh, interesting. Well, no one can hear you, bud, but we're here. We are live. And the theme song didn't go quite as planned, but
They couldn't hear it?
could not hear. You're muted.
Oh.
You're muted.
Oh, I think when you're doing screen share, you got to click off to allow share system audio every time. It doesn't remain on it. So
Oh, interesting.
let's
Okay.
try it again. Why not? Try it again.
Yeah, I want to hear the theme song, man. I want to hear this goddamn theme song.
No more nine
There
to
we go.
five, what a way to make a living. Crypto is on the rise, making that dough in the crypto paradigm. Watching it go, buying low, selling high. Riding the wave, I'm here to stay. Living in the digital age. No banks, no fees, just decentralized. It's crypto paradise. Ooh. No banks.
There we
There
go. We
we
needed that
go.
theme song in our lives. Like, I needed it. I showed it to my son this morning. He was like, "This is stupid." 5-year-olds. But let's just talk about that intro video for a second there, because I don't know if you guys focused in on it or understood the significance of various scenes within that. But obviously, you guys know the Crypto Paradise brand. It's all about taking the knowledge and everything you get from this channel and using it to better your life and retire early on your quote unquote beach, whatever that means for you. There are a lot of benefits being a part of the Crypto Paradise community. You'll see in that intro video there are shots of the Paradise Pad up there on the rooftop of it anyway. And the Paradise Pad, for those who don't know, is our condo down in Tulum, Mexico. It's 2 bedroom, 2 bath, beautiful spot, 10 minutes from the beach. Anyway, as a Crypto Paradise Down member, you can get free nights, free vacations down there. Um, just on us. Tell me what other channels giving away free vacations. Exactly, that's what I thought. So you saw that, and then you saw maybe a little screenshot of the retreat. Welcome to the Crypto Paradise Retreat, it said. And that is an annual event that we are going to be doing every year. The first one's going to be held probably November of this year. Again, down in Tulum, we're going to be renting out a big villa. There's going to be 15, 20, maybe 30 of us tops down there. Intimate, fun gathering, 3 or 4 days. And it's going to be some more information dropping on that soon. But watch the video again. Watch the little intro video, and you'll start to see, some of these elements sprinkled in, like the Paradise Pad and the retreat.
Yeah.
Good morning, by the way, everybody.
Good
Welcome to
morning.
the
Took us 2
show.
tries to try to get that working, but you guys heard it, so we're here now. And instead of starting with the Bitcoin chart or the Ethereum chart like normal, let's start with this one. This is the Bitcoin dominance chart. We've been showing this bear flag playing out. It broke down yesterday, and it looks like it is still having weakness. Now, what does it mean if Bitcoin dominance is breaking down? That means a different asset in the market has to be doing very well. Of course, XRP settled their case with the SEC. It caught about a 9% rally. We know that Ethereum is trying to break through that $4,000 level. We see it breaking out of this ascending triangle I've been showing. If it can get some volume, it looks like it already did the retest. This thing, it does have a measured move towards $4,800, just shy of all-time highs for Ethereum. And you saw it here on Crypto Paradise, so we'll follow up with that. Let's look at XRP, because some of these alts have to be doing good in order for Bitcoin dominance to be going down. XRP, I'm not an XRP guy, but when the news came out that they settled with the SEC, it went from $3 to $3.30. A nice 10% gainer for the XRP holders. Shout out to you. And if you still hold it, sell the bag. Congratulations. What else is doing well that is helping the drop in Bitcoin dominance? I'm not really sure. I know there's Litecoins in the news. I haven't looked at the chart. It's down today, 122 bucks, but you can see Litecoin off the lows $65 lows up to $125. Apparently, there's some companies that are going to try to do a Litecoin strategic reserve. Now, I don't think it will be as successful as Bitcoin because Bitcoin is the market leader in the digital gold. I don't think it'll be as successful as Ethereum because Ethereum, you can say, is digital oil, or you can say it's the software of crypto, like the Microsoft of crypto. And Litecoin, I guess, is just digital silver, which is a narrative that was played out in 2017 and why it actually did outperform Bitcoin. In the real world, gold and silver kind of fight with each other, and there's this golden ratio between them, and that's the narrative that Litecoin's trying to cement. What do you think about the Litecoin strategic reserve narrative? I saw Charlie Lee, the founder of Litecoin, saying that there's over a dozen companies reaching out to him, trying to get him on board for one of those.
Litecoin is absolutely pointless. Like a lot of coins out there, let's just be honest. Litecoin is fucking pointless. Bitcoin does everything Litecoin does, but is way better. Litecoin has no real use case. You can't build dApps on it. You can't build infrastructure, tools, DeFi plays on it. It doesn't work that way. It's just the same essential concept as Bitcoin, but, not Bitcoin. So I think it's completely pointless. That's not to say it can't do well as an investment, because people invest in pointless shit all the time. In fact, I did very well in Litecoin back in my early days of crypto, but that was back when there was like there was literally 3 coins you could buy on Coinbase, right? There was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. That's when I first got into the market in 2017. And so at that time, look, everyone was buying that digital silver narrative, and I was all hyped on it too, whatever. But then you start to kind of research these things and realize, wait, like there isn't real usage on this blockchain. You can't build anything on it. It's the same mining concept as Bitcoin, but yeah, I guess digital silver is the only, reason you buy. I don't know,
And
man.
back then
I'd stay away from that shit. I just invest in ETH. If you want to invest in a big cap that's undervalued, is going to go up, I think you stick to Ethereum.
Well, the narrative was too that it was faster and cheaper than Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is, figured out some things, got some scalability, isn't all that expensive right now, even with it at $120,000.
And people realize you're not going to. People back in when crypto first started, people were thinking, oh, Bitcoin's going to be a currency, right? Now everyone's like, okay, it's clearly not a currency. That's what stable coins are for. It's digital gold. The point of it is scarce. It's programmable money that, just designed to go up over time due to its scarcity, right? Litecoin, okay, it's faster, cheaper, but it just doesn't have the narrative. I don't know. I stay away from Litecoin. Not that I hate it or some anti-Litecoin. I'm anti-Ripple. I'm not anti-Litecoin. I'm just kind of meh on it. And I feel like there's better investments out there. Like if you're going to put your money in a big cap, to me, Ethereum is better. But what I do like to see Litecoin breaking out is that's usually a harbinger of alt season. When people start investing in Litecoin, you tend to see other alts start to do well. So I'm happy for Litecoin. I don't think it's a good investment as Ethereum or Bitcoin. If people want to do Litecoin strategic reserve, go ahead. It's a free world. I just think there's better plays out there.
Yep. I mean, we'll see how it all plays out. Normally, you don't want to see Litecoin ripping and roaring. The past couple cycles, when Litecoin was making its massive moves, it was at the exact end of the cycles.
Is that right?
No, when Litecoin goes euphoric, that is the end of the cycle. So, last cycle, it couldn't even break its 2017 all-time highs.
We're nowhere near there, right? I mean, we're still so far from those levels that, I'm not too worried about the cycle being done here. Litecoin's 2x probably below its all-time high or something. So, nothing to worry about. Litecoin.
Yeah, we see Pulse Chain slightly green as well, which is leading to Bitcoin dominance fall. Obviously, this is a much smaller sector of the entire crypto market versus Ethereum or XRP. But good to see that as well. So, stay tuned in here, and let's, of course, look at the Bitcoin chart. We haven't even looked at it. Here you go. This is the bull flag we have been showing, and what do you guys notice? It rallied off the low, got rejected again at this upper end of the bull flag, and is basing in between the upper end of the bull flag and the moving average. If this continues to consolidate, this is going to break in either direction. That's just how the momentum builds here. So we shall see. Obviously, we want it to break out, head towards the $130,000 to $133,000 mark. That, of course, will send Ethereum to 4,800 and eventually breaking its all-time high of 5,000. And PLS probably does a double if that happens, which sends Surf Token, PTGC, and so many of these other assets that we talk about and tell you to own that much higher.
Well, we were saying that as long as Bitcoin's consolidating in these kind of ranges, I don't know, the 112 to 116, whatever it was, and it's showing at now, this is a solid place to be, and it's a good place if you're on altcoins, because look what we see what happened with Ethereum and others breaking out. So I don't mind this Bitcoin consolidation. I think it is going to eventually move to the upside. Maybe we have a retest of 112,000 or something like that over the next week for whatever random, negative catalyst that occurs. My guess is we're more likely to go up though, because of what just got announced yesterday. You know, I just don't. I don't know if the market fully has digested it. I don't think it's priced in. I don't think enough people are talking about it. But the fact now that Trump, in fact, he signed the order. It was just earlier in the day was speculation. Yesterday he signed the order, which now gives Americans the right to invest through their 401k and retirement accounts into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Now, how this works, the logistics of it, will you be buying Bitcoin spot on your Fidelity or wherever, or will you be buying through the ETF? I don't know those details, and I'm not sure they've totally been figured out yet. But you better believe that the big players, the BlackRocks and so on, and Fidelities, etc., they're figuring out the logistics, and you better believe now that guys like my financial advisor over at Edward Jones, he's going to be calling up his clients that he thinks doesn't have exposure, who he believes have a long-term time horizon, who he believes have a little bit of a risk appetite. He's going to say, hey, you can allocate 5% of your portfolio to Bitcoin. We think it has asymmetric upside potential. It's not correlated with the stock market. At least, sometimes it's not. And our target upside is, 200,000 for this cycle, or we're looking at $1 million Bitcoin if it hits the market cap of gold in the next 10 or 20 years. Do you want some exposure, Mr. Investor? And that investor's probably, some of them are going to say yes. And so if we're talking 5% now of retirement account money moving into crypto, we just looked at the numbers here. Let me pull up the screen so you guys see the facts. So we're not pulling shit out of our ass completely. Let me share my screen here. But I believe it was something like $43 trillion is sitting in retirement accounts in the United States. So here it is.
Only 5% of that came into portfolios. Back in 2017 they were saying 1 to 2%. Gold they always say 3 to 5. And so if you just say 5%, that's $2.15 trillion potentially coming into the crypto market. That is the entire market capitalization of Bitcoin as a whole. And Bitcoin is 60% of the crypto market cap. So that's what I want you guys to understand when you're talking about investing in scarce assets that have finite supplies, no inflation, deflation, or low inflation, and you're talking about 2.15 trillion that could come to the market, and that's only 5% of 401ks. Who's to say that, Thomas Lee was saying people that are younger should do 20% of their portfolio in crypto. You heard somebody saying 40% in crypto if you're looking at the math. So if just 5% of 401ks came over, that's $2.1 trillion finding its way into the crypto market.
Yeah, so we're undervalued. We are undervalued right now. The bull market hasn't barely started yet, at least the parabolic phase, and that's why the title of this show is You're Not Ready for What's Coming. You're not ready for the bull market. I don't even remember what I entitled this show because I'm just so hyped up. I'm just so pumped about having been in this industry for the past 8 years. Man, we were shit on. Scammers, it's only used for drugs, it's just hackers, it's misfits, it's weirdos, it's cypherpunks, it's whatever. Now it is an institutionally recognized asset class. All the attention is on it. I mean, look at what's happening Wall Street wise with these IPOs. Bullish is about to go live as an IPO. They're like an institutional trading firm within crypto backed by Peter Thiel. We saw what happened with the Circle launch. We see what happening with all these strategic reserve companies on the Bitcoin and Ethereum side. All this energy and attention and economic power is pushing its way into crypto in a way that I've never seen before. And if you're selling right now, you're just not paying attention.
Breaking news. Breaking news. Stop talking. Breaking news. Ethereum just broke $4,000. $4,006 Ethereum. Live on the show. The Paradise Pump is a real thing. I don't know if it's the timing. It's because we're going live when the traditional markets are going live, but we're just pumping the markets. Ethereum above $4,000. That
was the title of the live show yesterday, Ethereum to 4K. So, we have a funny way of getting predictions right. I mean, we're in a bull market, guys. Like, is this a surprise to anybody? Should this be a surprise given the news that's been breaking? Given the fact the Fed is going to have to pivot? We know Fed has to cut rates in September because of that shitty job report. We know Trump is doing his things, pumping our bag with all these executive orders. What are you doing if you are selling your crypto right now? I don't know what you're doing. Like, and I'm not talking about the guy that bought 50 grand worth in 2013 and sold it for 9 billion. Okay, that guy, you go ahead and sell.
Yeah.
You go ahead, you diamond handed that shit for 12 years. You go ahead and sell. But there's a lot of people out there, maybe some of you are watching
Big
the
volume
show.
spike. Sheesh.
Some of you probably should be watching the show that you bought last month, and you're happy that you did 20%. You're just so ecstatic that you did 20%, and I'm happy for you. But you know what you know where I'm gonna be in 10 years from now? After I hold Bitcoin to $1 million and you hold your ETH and it hits 30 grand or 60. Tom Lee's prediction, $60,000 ETH. Yeah. So have a long-term time horizon. Treat this investment like you would any other investment. Would you buy Amazon stock and then turn around and sell it in a month? No, you wouldn't unless you're a day trader, right? And even then you're using leverage, you're not doing spot. But if you're buying stuff spot, buy and hold it for a long time. Look, we're in the start of a bull run, guy. I don't even know what to say to you. I'm just so like, anyone selling, man, get your head out of your damn ass.
Yeah, let's see how SharpLink Gaming and BMNR are reacting. We are up 156% on our SharpLink Gaming. This is where we told you guys to buy sub $10. It ran to 40. It came down. It held above the moving averages. Everybody panicked. Oh my God, they're going to dilute shares. Meanwhile, they just keep buying more Ethereum, and they have 200 million in cash that they're going to deploy to add to their Ethereum positions as well. Overhead resistance will be up here around $30, which is still another $4 per share higher. BMNR. This thing just absolutely bottomed down here. We bought the exact low live on air. 31.95 is when we told you guys to buy. It is up to 47.02. This is now the largest holder of Ethereum, up 55% in just the matter of 10 days. I mean, your financial advisor wants to get you 10% a year. We got you 55% in 10 days on a very liquid stock position here. And they say they need to get a minimum of 1 million ETH, which means they need to buy another 150,000 to 200,000 ETH. The battle for FOMOing into ETH now is underway. A lot of these people were saying they want to get in under $4,000, and right now we are $3,993. You got SharpLink Gaming with 200 million. You got BMNR needs to buy another 150,000, and you got the new people on the block that are raising $5 billion to start an Ethereum strategic reserve, which would jump them all the way up to number one if they got that all deployed around these levels. There is not enough Ethereum to go around. Ethereum, when retail comes back, is deflationary, and all of these strategic reserves are staking their ETH and compounding their rewards, not putting that inflation into the market. So the chart says it all. The fundamentals say it all. Ethereum to Bitcoin chart says it all. The Bitcoin dominant. I mean, the time is now for Ethereum to outperform, and that drives all altcoins higher, and especially the likes of Pulse Chain, which we tell you is very undervalued as well.
Yeah, look at this. Okay, I didn't actually know about this news about the company looking to sell $5 billion in shares and debt to buy Ethereum, but it's actually true. Fundamental Global, it's called, is on the Ethereum standard, singularly focused on becoming the largest corporate shareholder of ETH in the world by an order of magnitude. They will be buying $5 billion worth of Ethereum. And here's the thing. They're not the only one. They're not the only one. You have the existing players. You have new ones coming online. It's a dick measuring contest for some of these guys too, right? Like they don't want to, hey, no, I said I was going to be the biggest. No, I'm the biggest, bro. And I'm just sitting here laughing all the way to the bank. So keep it coming. Ethereum Strategic Reserve. What an incredible narrative. You called it too, by the way, Nick. Bravo. Congratulations on that. I just think we're in the early days of it. This is like strategy 4 years ago, right? When they first started. This thing is only a month old. This phenomenon is a month old.
And the thing is, strategy proved that it's possible. That's why you're getting so many people onboarded to the Ethereum Strategic Reserve so rapidly. It's an easy A for the concept because, hey, we can do something similar to MicroStrategy plus earn yield on our ETH. B, on if you look at the charting, okay, ETH is underperforming. And then C, if you're a company, you're like, well, look what MicroStrategy did. We can replicate this with ETH and make a killing. And that's why you see these numbers. And I want to put in perspective how much 5 billion of ETH is worth. Bitmine right now has 833,000 ETH and it's worth $3 billion. That means that new company would be coming out to jump over these and buy 1 million Ethereum. Meanwhile, all three of these, Bitmine, SharpLink, and Ether Machine, have all said that their goal is 1 million ETH or more. That means combined with all these three plus the new player, 2 million ETH needs to be bought off the open market. Coinbase is slowly adding ETH to its position as well. And Pulse Chain Stack Wallet and Ethereum Foundation haven't really sold recently. So, I mean, this is wild times. And, you know, shout out to all these other smaller ones. These guys are all players. You got to buy 100 ETH to be on here. There's a bunch of people who are buying 100 ETH, 1,000 ETH, 10,000 ETH. It all adds up. I mean, even 10,000 ETH is $39 million. And these are new players into the market who are buying millions and millions of ETH to try to solidify strength for their business within Ethereum strategic reserve. It's pretty wild. Shout out to Roan in the chat.
The audience loves $4,000 Ethereum. Think of how loud they're going to get when it's 5,000.
What's crazy is, you know, we were in these live shows and we started these daily live shows, and I was talking about predicting the Ethereum strategic reserve being the next market narrative and market driver. That's how we got SBET sub $10. Everybody was like, man, I would be thrilled with like 4,000 ETH, 5,000 ETH. Well, now a month later, we're sitting at 4,000 ETH, and it feels like we haven't got started because there's companies openly telling you they need to buy another $10 billion worth of Ethereum. And if you put $10 billion in this chart, the price is going to go up. So that means they're probably going to have to buy more because they want to get to at least 1 million ETH. So if price goes up too rapidly, they're going to have to spend more than $10 billion to acquire the ETH that they want to do.
And at some point, retail is going to come in. At some point, retail is going to come back. We haven't seen a ton of retail. I do think retail's probably maybe more here than people are acknowledging, but it's nothing like 2021. It's nothing like the COVID boom times. So, you know, just imagine when retail starts coming in through, whether they're coming in through the ETFs, whether they're coming out through their 401ks, whether they're buying spot, whether they're doing leverage. I don't care. They're going to come back in a major way as well once this bull run is verified as kind of a sustained, you know, minimum 3 month. We've been, you know, very bullish, and ETH is running. Retail will come back. When people see an opportunity to make money through investing, they eventually FOMO it. Not everybody. There's certainly people that are just way too risk averse. They don't get it, or they don't have the money or whatever, and they won't come in. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about the investors of the world, people who are already in the capital markets. There comes a time when they say, all right, this is too juicy. This is too good. The money's too easy. It's going up 5% every other day. I have to get into this market. So retail will come back too, in addition to all of these institutions buying Ethereum. So we're on the precipice of probably the greatest bull run we've ever seen. You know, we already have. I mean, we're already $120,000 Bitcoin, essentially 116 right now. So I mean, this has already been incredible. But I'm so damn bullish. I don't know. And anyone who's not bullish, I just don't get you. I don't get you at this point.
Yeah, we just posted the recorded version of the interview we had with the Grace Currency and their founders, the PTGC token on Pulse Chain. One of the best performing assets on Pulse Chain. We gave you a buy at $1 to $2 million market cap. It is over $200 million right now and paying passive income. So I'd definitely tune into that. It was an hour and 30 minutes picking the brains of those individuals who really formalized a lot of the token economics for Surf Token. You know, we used a lot of the token tax system, a lot of the liquidity web ideas that they had. Of course, we have different utilities. They have the first mover advantage, so they have way more liquidity. They pioneered it, so we have to have more utilities. It's a slow grind to start. We're building up LP with the Surf token. But shout out to PTGC and UFO and the founders for hopping on a video. Make sure to check that out. If you want to know why PTGC is going up and to the right, if you want to know why Pulse Chain is undervalued, if you want to know why Surf token can easily get to 100 million market cap this cycle, watch that video. It will answer all three questions, and I bet you'll be bridging some of that Ethereum gains over to Pulse Chain to ride the wave of green candles on that network.
Let's go PTGC. Let's go Pulse Chain. I think in other people start foaming into Pulse Chain too, right? Again, it just takes some green candles. It just takes you know, tokens going up, and maybe some Richard Hart bull posting.
Yeah, other Surf news. It looks like Surf yesterday we said added liquidity with Ink token Today it was added liquidity with PDI. This is not DAI, the stablecoin. This is PDI, the speculation, the paganing is what people want. It is like 0.005 per PDI. There's speculation that PDI could go to $1 and become like the native stablecoin of Pulse Chain. Now, does that happen? I don't know. It has guys as high as 4 cents. But what I will say is there's tons of liquidity there. There's tons of volume there, and Surf and the Surf DAO voted to add that as a speculation. Because what if it does go to $1, that liquidity pool is massive. If it doesn't go to $1, it adds a lot of potential volume in that pair, which drives Surf buybacks and burns, drives Surf LP ads, reflection rewards, and everything else. So we have a just in case PDI LP now for the Surf token on Pulse Chain, and we'll see how that goes. And maybe some of the PDI community and the teddy bear community will see this and hop on board the Surf wave.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the DAO voting to add more liquidity. We just did a pretty decently sized buyback of Surf. Bought Inc, bought PDI, bought I believe PHEX as well, Hex on Pulse Chain, and added more liquidity to those pools. So I mean that's the name of the game. This is the long-term play. You take the rewards and money generated from the token taxes and you use it to add more liquidity over time. Obviously take Surf out of the market as well because we're buying back Surf to add liquidity to those pools as well. So this is the machine doing its thing. It's early days, right? Like I think if you were to go back to the early days of PTGC, you would see a similar looking chart, right? Not too much going on, kind of chilling at a lowish market cap. But I think as you start to get more attention, as the market starts to go up, bullish period returns, and more holders come in, and of course the machine is doing this thing, burning tokens, issuing rewards, et cetera, you eventually come to that critical moment in time, that juncture where things just absolutely explode, and you can run up to 10, 50, 100 mil, and that's absolutely the plan we have for Surf. So keep tuning in every single day here at Crypto Paradise. Hope you guys are learning stuff. Hope you're enjoying yourselves, getting a little entertained too while we're talking about the markets, and hopefully you have a bag of Surf because it's absolutely undervalued.
Any other news in the market or any other charts we need to go over? We went over ETH, Bitcoin dominance. We talked about Surf and PTGC. What else is going on here?
Well, some macro news dropped yesterday as well related to the Federal Reserve. Some of you may recall that about 1 or 2 weeks ago, one of the Fed governors, a hawkish Fed, was a female Fed governor who had been consistently voting to keep rates high. She sort of abruptly left. She just retired or she just left the Fed. And so there was a vacancy. Trump then, the president, has the right to fill that vacancy and nominate somebody. He nominated none other than Stephen Mirren. Stephen Mirren, you may not know him because he's not exactly a household name. I have happened to see some interviews with him. He's a very smart person. He's essentially the chief architect behind the Trump tariffs, right? Which obviously everyone in the mainstream media were pooing until we realized, wait, man, this is a great source of revenue. Oh, wait, we just evened the playing field with all these trade deals we put into place. Wait, we finally used the leverage that we have as the biggest capital markets and the biggest consumer market in the world to get trade deals that are favorable to Americans. Wow, what a concept. And so Stephen Mirren was the architect behind most of that. He is now being nominated to join the Federal Reserve. He is on record as being dovish. He's on record as wanting to cut rates. He sees the value in low interest rates, as many smart people do out there. And so it's just another piece of that puzzle leading to what's likely 95% now chance of a rate cut in September. And that's another reason why the markets are running. So again, I don't know why you're bearish. If you're bearish, what are you thinking? Are you not paying attention? Are you just a perma bear? Do you hate crypto? Do you hate making money? I just want to hear from you. I want to know why you're bearish, because to me, man, we are at the precipice of such a face-melting bull run, and I can't wait to watch these bears get left behind while we are sitting on the beach drinking pina coladas.
Yeah, and then also over on Pulse Chain, we just gave another call for the Hype token. So if you guys have been part of it, we have called EMIT, and it's up over 2x. Vox, it's up over 2x, and Hype is over 2x. But the unique thing about these is they all pay passive income. So you can either hold them to earn passive income, solo stake them to earn stable coin yields, or pair them in a farm. And Surf does have a farm on all these platforms, so that's an extra utility for Surf holders. Surf is one of the largest TVLs on all of these DeFi platforms, showing the strength of the community and the willingness to try to create yield. And of course, Crypto Paradise as a company is also producing yield on all these platforms, and that's what's going to help drive Surf buybacks and burns over time with DeFi yield created on Pulse Chain. So shout out to everybody there. Shout out to those of you who got involved, because EMIT was called like 2 months ago, and it's still up over 2x and paying like 125% APR for solo staking it. So that's a massive win for the Surf DAO holders. If you want these calls, these kind of insights, these kind of yields, get 200,000 Surf or more and join the Surf DAO group. And then, of course, I'm going to work on a short form video for the Frontier Fund. You need 400,000 Surf or more to participate in that. But that's producing 15% a month in yield after fees for participants. It is a leverage hedge fund platform, and they continue to rip and roar. The next round of that is starting in just a couple days. So if you want to participate in that, tune into my short form video, learn about that, and you need 400,000 Surf or more. The surfers just keep winning. The Surf token itself is holding a nice floor, earning reflection rewards, but the calls we are making, the things that we are participating, the opportunities we are bringing to Surf holders continue to put money in the wallet of surfers.
That's what it's all about, man. Winning together. Let's make money this bull run together, right? People who support us and believe in the channel and what we're doing from an educational standpoint and an informational standpoint and a monetary standpoint, let's win together. So that's the name of the game. I do want to circle back to what you mentioned about Vox and EMIT and these others. I think we're staking or farming assets on like 4 or 5 different DeFi platforms with the Surf token at this point. And we're generating a decent amount of passive income now every day. Nick hits me up. Yo, man, claim to this, claim to that. I'm like, I don't feel like doing this. Every day he's hitting me up. Claim this, claim that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, I'm busy. I got kids. But here we go. I'm claiming the shit. I'm like, oh, wow, that's like $100. It's like $100 here, $100 there. Where is all that $100 that's accumulating every single day? Where's that going? We're going to be buying back Surf token and straight burning it. Straight burning it. It's going right to the furnace, baby. And I do have some updates, by the way, on the burn button. It should be live on the site today. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition. But according to the web dev, he is intending to finish the website updates today. So we'll see if that happens. If not today, it'll happen in the next couple days. And then once that burns button there, we can do some great content around that. We can do some live burns, showing it. Oh, boom, press a button, burn some Surf. You watch the supply go down. What a beautiful thing. And every single day, you better believe Nick's going to be hitting me up. Hey, Crypto Amaru, time to claim. Time to claim your Surf, your passive income and buy some Surf and burn it. Oh, fine. Fine, I'll do it. I don't mind doing it if it means making Surf go up. So, yeah, just, I'm joking around a little bit. But we are intending to start doing this. We're going to have a specific day designed and dedicated for burns. And the burn button, man, it's coming right up on the site. Hopefully today, maybe in the next couple days, but I'm super pumped about it.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. I think that dashboard is going to provide a lot of insight on what's going on with the Surf token. Some people don't really know the inner workings and just think, oh, it's a tax token or it's a meme token or whatever. But when you see it right in your face, what is going on, the reflection rewards, the burns, the LP ads, right in your face, that's where you can start to speculate and see the upside potential of this brand, of the meme coin, of the utility side of things, and of Surf token as a whole. We got Roan over here in the chat. If it doesn't let me pull it up, and I'll let you. It says, yo, Ian, ETH is going to 1.2K before the end of August.
This fucking bear. No, I know Roan. He's a great guy. He's not a bear. He's joking around. But no, there's people out there thinking that. There's people doom and gloom. There's doom and gloomers. You know what I mean? And I just think that's just a mindset. I guess I was born like a permanent optimist. So maybe I'm too far on the other side of like, oh my God, this guy, why won't he shut up about crypto? Why does he keep saying Bitcoin's going to $1 million? Like, this guy's got his head up his ass. But if you look at the performance of the stock market over the past 70 years, if you look at the performance of Bitcoin over the past 15 years, can you say I'm wrong to be bullish? Yes, there are moments in time when everything crashes. Oh my God, we had a crash, COVID crash, war crash, fucking Fed-induced crash. Who knows? There could be a bajillion reasons for a crash. But guess what always happens after the crash? V-shaped recovery. Because people keep pouring more money in the stock market. Why? Because the federal government, our beautiful, wonderful politicians, keep printing more money and spending more than they take in, continuously devaluing the value of your fiat garbage coin. And so you have no choice but to invest in the capital markets. And everyone who's has half a brain realizes this, and so they keep putting money every single month into the markets, therefore causing them to go up.
Well, I think the
Call me an idiot, call me a perma bull, call me a guy with the head up his ass, but these are just the facts, people. So in 10 years, when Bitcoin's at $1 million, and you held on, you can thank me.
I think the auto invest for the 401ks alone in this country, every 2 weeks, if you're not in the United States, every 2 weeks you can delegate what percentage of your income automatically goes into your 401k, and a lot of companies match that. So most people max it out. And I think it's something like 4 million every 2 weeks or 40 million every 2 weeks just gets
it's much more than 4 million, I'll tell you that. It's it might be even the billions. Like, I mean, the amount of money that gets, that gets sloshed around the system every, day and month, it's just trillions of dollars getting moved around and money getting, created and made and this and that and people getting paid. So yeah, it's probably 400 million, something like that. But yeah, every 2 weeks, that amount of money is getting put into the stock market. Soon it's going to be getting put into the crypto market because thank you, Trump. So I don't know, man. I feel like I'm banging a dead horse, beating a dead horse, and probably like people are like, God damn, Crypto Amaru, you're too bullish. Shut up, bro. No. You're not bullish enough.
And if you didn't see this post as well, we did a interview with BitShaman, BitShammy over on Twitter. He's also really big on TikTok. I think his TikTok account just got temporarily disabled. But we just did that. This will be out in the next couple days or two. We discussed Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dubcat, which is a meme coin CTO that he kind of leads on. We're in Dubcat at 300K market cap. It's at like 1.2 million market cap right now over on Solana. And of course, we gave him the Pulse Chain and Surf Shill at the very end of it. And he says hit him up after the fact, hit him up in DMs. He's going to figure out how to get a surf bag. He's going to figure out how to get on the Pulse Chain. And here is a degenerate who's been in the trenches since like 2017, 2018, new crypto armor for all these years, focusing on Dubcat, which is a Solana meme coin, focusing on Bitcoin and Ethereum, who we are going to get, hopefully, to bridge some Ethereum over to Pulse Chain, buy some Surf, and maybe get some other Pulse Chain assets. So we're doing our job of trying to onboard new people to Pulse Chain. And why is this important? Because right now, even with Surf, it's like, all right, how do we market this thing? Obviously, there's more Pulse Chain people we can try to talk to, but a lot of our connections are non-Pulse Chain native people because we've been around since 2016, 2017, 2018. So we know a lot of KOLs and influencers, but none of them have dabbled into Pulse Chain yet. And having them do paid promotion or trying to get content on a chain that they don't promote, their community isn't on, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So we're trying to get KOLs, influencers, people outside of Pulse Chain, dip your toes into Pulse Chain, buy some Surf. If you like it, you understand it. Now they're more willing to shill that and promote that and demonstrate that to their non-native community members. And that's how we grow Pulse Chain, and that's how we can win in a big way. And BitShaman could potentially be one of those first Solana degenerate KOLs and influencers to make their way over to Pulse Chain.
BitShaman, if you're listening, buddy, we're getting you in the Surf DAO. We're getting your community to buy into Surf, and you're coming on the damn retreat. Let's fucking go. But no, BitShaman's a great dude. Love that guy. Here's the thing about Pulse Chain, and crypto in general. Investors will find those good plays. They'll eventually overcome their aversion to a new chain. Oh, I gotta add a RPC. I gotta figure out this new thing on my MetaMask. I gotta figure out this new DEX. They'll eventually do it if they see green candles. If they see money coming as a result of their efforts of doing this new thing. I'm no different. You're no different. There was a time when everyone was like, oh, now I got to figure out BSC. Now I got to figure out Polygon. Now I got to figure out Base. Same thing with Pulse Chain. It's EVM chain, very easy to figure out. But eventually people will come over if they see value in doing it. And so that's kind of how I view our role. Like, if we can help people make money, achieve financial freedom, find great alpha, gems, make money through passive income, farming, Frontier Fund, which is killing it, by the way, then people will come over. People, maybe not everybody, but they will come over. And we're seeing the holder count grow on Surf every single day, which I'm so pleased. We were kind of chilling around the 800, and just the other day I looked, we got like 825 now. Has the market cap shot up tremendously? Not really. It's kind of chilling, kind of consolidating, which I got no issues with. But yesterday, someone just joined the DAO. Why? Hopefully, because he likes our live streams. But it's probably more because every month, people who invest in the Frontier Fund, an exclusive opportunity to Crypto Paradise DAO members, have been making 15% returns every single month, passively, doing no work at all other than transferring their assets over to the fund. So, is he there for that? Probably. Is 400,000 served. But he's joined. We have new people joining every day. And people will come. People will come if they see the value, they see the green candles, and they see money being made.
Yeah, and Roan says, big Bit Shaman surf buy coming up. Hey, we're trying to get him at least into the Dow, which would be 200,000 surf, which I don't know what that costs now, several $1,000s. And then Roan also says, Trebly, also such a cool little micro cap. We just need to get eyes on it somehow. Yeah, Trebly, I like a small utility play on Solana. The Treb token is sitting right around when we started talking about it. We started talking about it around 40,000 market cap. It went to like 250,000 market cap. A whale sold like 6%. And now it's sitting right around 40, 50,000 market cap again. They've done some pretty cool stuff. I like the Treb token, but utility tokens on Solana, just got to keep grinding through. And I think it will get its eye at some point. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I love Trebly. I love what they're doing, man. They just made a little 3D model of the surf mascot. They're doing stuff with Captain BNB. The founder's extremely active. The problem is it's on the wrong chain, I think. Like, if this was on BNB or ETH or your Pulse chain, imagine it was on Pulse chain, right? I think we'd do it a lot better. But the problem with Solana, if I'm being perfectly honest, people do not hold tokens on Solana. They just don't. They hold them for like an hour a day. And okay, but you have a new guy. You could argue, well, Crypto Armor, that's true, but a new guy then comes in and buys it. Yeah, but if he's only holding for a day and everyone's just holding for a day, it doesn't chance to go up. And I just also feel like utility is a bit of a foreign concept to people who are native to Solana. Like, utility, what does that even mean? Like, what? Like, the utility is coin price go up, bro. What do you mean utility?
Right.
So I think there's a little. I'm being facetious and I'm being a bit of an asshole for entertainment purposes, but I think there's a kernel of truth to what I'm saying. Solana is just not the best place for utility, and I do sort of wish he would migrate or something over to a chain that appreciates utility, like a BNB, ETH, or Pulse chain.
Yeah, he already has kind of the BSC colors going on. I mean, it's interesting because Solana, even the founder was like, no, these meme coins aren't very good. Like, he's trying to lean into utility, and they got the Solana phone coming out, whatever. It's just right now the users of that chain are pump fund natives. They're looking for 5K shitters, trying to 10x their money real quick, and that's it. And so we'll see what happens with
you're a college kid, right? Like, I'm trying to imagine, because Solana's all young people. And young people are poor. Nothing wrong with being poor and young. I was poor and young once. The young part's fun. The poor part, no. But you have like $100 to work with, your lunch money or whatever money you got from your parents that week, and you're trying to turn it into $500, and so that's, you go on Pump Fund and you put it in the casino and whatever, you do your sports gambling or whatever the fuck young people like to do with their time. And I don't know. I mean, does it work for some of them? Maybe 1%, 5% end up making money. I just stay away from it for the most part. Now, have we done well in Solana? Yes. Do I think Solana's going to come back? Are certain memes great and have a chance to run because you can get that cult-like community and all that good stuff? Absolutely. There is potential. There's possibility of making money, but I just think vast majority of it is just garbage. And I don't know. I'm hoping to see a bit of a shift to more utility-based plays this cycle, and we'll see what happens. Market doesn't always cooperate with what I wish for, so you sort of have to go with the punches and go with what the market's doing, rather than being a stubborn son of a bitch like I can be. So anyway, shout out to Trebly. Thank you, Ron. Bit of a digression there as I ramble on about utilities versus meme coins. But in any event, hopefully Solana can manage to find some utility plays, and maybe Trebly can lead the way.
Yeah, because Solana is now vastly underperforming Ethereum. So this is the Solana chart. Vastly underperforming Ethereum. I think to get the Ethereum ratio back up, it needs to be like 225, 250. It's sitting at like 177. So
it's simply because institutions are pouring all of their money into Ethereum and have ignored Solana. There is no Solana ETF. It hasn't yet been confirmed as like a not security. It doesn't have the blessing of the regulators. It doesn't have the BlackRock ETF, et cetera, et cetera. I know they're working on one. So you could say, okay, maybe Solana's undervalued. Maybe Solana's going to have, all those things will happen with it, and it probably will. I mean, my guess is the SEC does approve the Solana ETF, and we'll see the the amount of institutional capital that flows in after that. But if you're just the chain for memes, how serious is Wall Street going to take
Well,
you?
that's the biggest thing is there couldn't be institutional money that comes in, but on the other side of things, it's like it's lagging for a reason. I mean, their most successful thing was Pump Fund, who extracted 700 million, then raised another billion, and it's just not helping. It doesn't help Solana, it doesn't help the chain, and we'll see what happens. I know they are shipping out their second shipment of the Solana-based phones. The other thing that Solana doesn't really have going for it isn't EVM compatible, which means you need a different dev suite. Institutions have to get different devs to really integrate their platforms, and I think that's why we're seeing a lot of stablecoins on Ethereum or on Base or EVM chains because they're all kind of one and the same, uses the same dev protocol, same wallets, etc. And for Solana, it is a different code base. It is different, infrastructure wallets, which makes it a little
Yeah, no,
more of a hurdle.
Amazon and Walmart and Facebook will not be launching their stable coins on Solana. They'll be launching them on Ethereum. Ethereum is more secure. It's been around for 10 years. It's been verified as not a security. There's ETFs. There's institutional support. Solana has memes, and that's great. If you're a DGen and you want to make money in memes, and we're DGens, we want to make money in memes. So, I'm not trying to shit on anybody who's a DGen, but that's Solana's role as of now. Now, could things shift and evolve and change and improve? Of course they can. The market never really stays static for too long. So we'll see where Solana's at in a couple of years. Maybe we'll have more institutional support and more legit builders and dApps, et cetera, et cetera. But at this moment in time, Ethereum is winning from an institutional standpoint. There's just really no debating that.
And BNB has announced that it does have its first BNB strategic reserve. CZ was tweeting about it. That's what helped it rally from 737 to 791. This thing looks like it wants to teleport to $1,000. This is what I was telling you when it was less than $700 in a live show, and certainly looks like it wants to do that. Ground up to 780 or 850, came back down, and now looks like it's working on the next wave higher. And will it see 4-digit BNB before Ethereum gets to new all-time highs? I don't know. We shall see.
So that'd be a 20% for BNB, essentially for it to hit $1,000. I don't know if it'll happen before, but it's going to happen this cycle, no doubt. No doubt, BNB is going to hit that. Remember, BNB is controlled by CZ, right? He owns, I think, 60% of the supply, like an enormous amount of supply that he just diamond hands. Good for CZ, and he is known for doing what it takes to pump a coin. Buying billions of dollars of it and burning it. They still do that every quarter, if I'm not mistaken, right? Decision to launch BNB chain itself. That was a CZ decision, I'm sure. How many tricks does he have up his sleeve to run this thing? Not to mention the supply control. Not to mention it actually has a lot of decent amount of actual usage, daily usage every day. Does he try to make a meme season come back? Does he try to do, I don't know what he's going to push money into from a dApp standpoint, an innovation standpoint to try to make it relevant? Is he going to go around trying to get stable coins issued on there, talking to people on Wall Street, although I don't think they would do that. But I don't know. I'm speculating. But the point is, CZ, just with his own power and his own money and his own ingenuity, is going to run this thing to $1,000 BNB, my guess, in the next few months.
Yep, I would agree with you. It's got Binance behind it, BSC behind it, CZ behind it. And we've already talked about this before. CZ doesn't have to sell. People are like, well, what if he sells? It's just like the same thing they say about Richard Hart. He doesn't have to. The passive yield he earns off of BNB, the airdrops he earns off of BNB, I'm sure subsidize his lifestyle. Plus, if he has 60% of BNB, you think he doesn't own any Bitcoin or any Ethereum?
No, he's one of the
other assets?
You can look at CZ's
so much money.
CZ's net worth. Let's just Google that real quick. CZ net worth, and I'm sure a lot of that does include $70 billion. I mean, you can't spend that in lifetimes. Wow, that's insane. Now, a lot of that, by the way, is going to be actually the BNB that he owns. But anyway, come on. Like, he doesn't need to sell. He's not going to sell.
Well,
if he was going to sell, he would have done it ages ago, right?
The nice thing is, too, altcoin season, when it comes back, what happens? A lot of projects want to get listed on Binance. So what do? They do, in their token economics, they do an airdrop to BNB holders. And who gets a bulk of that airdrop? CZ does. He owns 60% of the supply. So if he needs money, he gets these shit coins that get listed on Binance. He can leverage trade them. He can sell them out spot. He can use them on their platforms for passive income. whatever it may be. Like if we think crypto paradise, oh, it's nice, we're making 100 here, 200 there, 50 here every single day. Add a couple zeros, and that's what he's making when he starts farming with these altcoins. He gets a free airdrop, stakes them, and he's earning $10,000 a day in passive income from those assets.
10 million a day. But hey, we'll get there. We're gonna get there, crypto paradise. You got to start somewhere, man. Look, the Surf token's 3 months old. This is a baby of all babies. It's early days, and we're out here grinding, doing our thing. We appreciate the community, by the way, supporting us, and love the questions, Roan. Thank you for tuning in. I know you're probably at work right now. Let's get Roan and the other community members within the Surf DAO. Let's get them enough money this cycle so they can retire, or maybe switch jobs, or whatever the case may be. That's what it's all about, helping other people. If you do that, if you help people, that's how you grow the community, grow the brand, and make a name for yourself in this space.
Yeah, before we wrap this up, I just want to show what other big name influencers, the TA they show you. Crypto Banter, one of the biggest players. ETH approaching 4,000. Will we finally break it? This is what they give you. Well, it could go up, or it could go down, or it could go really down. This is beneficial. This is one of the biggest YouTubers, the biggest channels in existence for crypto. And this is the TA they do. Now, I guess they get the followers because they can always delete 2 of these and say, look, we were right. It followed it perfectly. But in realistic situations with everybody's portfolio, you got to make a buy or a sell or a hold. This is what they give you, and this is how they got huge. This is what we've been talking about since like 2017. Had the private group, patreon.com/learncrypto, where you actually have to give a buy or a sell, and there's a portfolio, and people are tracking the gains or losses or whatever. But, in the influencer world, it's much easier to just give every single opportunity and then just delete the ones that don't work out, I guess. I mean, this is a joke. I just saw this pop up, and we had to pull this up before we end the show. It's literally saying, well, ETH could go to 2,000 or 5,000 or 5,500, and here's all the different ways it could get there. I mean, this is not beneficial. This is not beneficial to anybody. Yeah. This does not help any trader. That's crazy.
Tune into Crypto Paradise instead. I think you'll be more entertained, and I think you'll make more money because you will have bought and you have held and you have made the right trades, and you will still be here in a few years. And you'll be like you mentioned yesterday, Chuck, who started following us, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, putting in, we say $5 a week into crypto. How much he's got now in crypto? He's probably got at least $20,000 or $30,000 worth of various cryptos, just putting in $5 a week because he followed Crypto Paradise. He followed Nick. He's in Nick's private group. Now, is it to say every call went well and every investment went well? Absolutely not. But more winners than losers. You stay with it, you stay convicted, you hold on through the bearish periods, wait until the bull run, and all of a sudden your portfolio is having gone from $5 a week to $20,000 or $30,000. So, I don't know too much about Crypto Banter. I mean, obviously I know who he is and what he's about, but we're going to do us. We're going to continue to add value to people's lives, and that's how you win over time.
Yeah, shout out to Crypto Banter. Rand Nooner is the main dude over there.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, a little bit of jellyitis because you guys have, 445,000 followers just on this account, plus he has all of his personal accounts. But, I mean, how do you derive value? If you're watching this, what do you do if you see this? Do you buy? Do you sell? I mean, what do you do here? I don't know. So Bitcoin range is going to be between 2,000 and 5,500 by the end of the year. Congratulations. Try to trade on that information. I don't know. But shout out to you guys.
Well, what you do is you just you go with your own conviction and you go with your own beliefs and you say, you know what, it's going to 5,500 minimum. 5,500 feels like a very undervalued prediction too, right? Like I think it's going to go much higher. People forget how quick things can run. I mean, who remembers 2017? End of the year 2017. I mean, Bitcoin ran from like 10,000 to 20,000 in a month. 2x in a month. Ethereum, same deal, probably even more. So, I mean, these things can go absolutely parabolic in a very short amount of time. And when Bitcoin's already at 116,000, you're talking about 1% a day. That's $1,200 gainer a day. And of course, it goes up from there. So imagine 5% in a day, which that's a common thing in a parabolic phase of the bull run. You're talking about nearly a $10,000 move in a single day when Bitcoin's at these levels. So things can move much faster than people think. The market can go crazy. Bitcoin can go crazy. Retail, can really move things. Wall Street's moving things. I don't know, man. $5,500 ETH by the end of the year seems like kind of an undervalued estimate, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, breaking out, if you break above 5,000, you're going to definitely get more than $500 in gains. So, blue skies all-time highs are coming. I'll definitely go back and watch this full video if you guys are just tuning in. We went over the Bitcoin dominance bear flag we were talking about. We went over the Bitcoin bull flag. Ethereum upside objectives are working out. Why Pulse Chain benefits from that. And of course, what are our favorite stocks that hold Ethereum? These Ethereum strategic reserves that Nick Stradamus, myself, predicted was going to happen. Why we own them, what level we own them, and some of the upside objectives for SBET and BMNR. Yes, go full degenerate, full port your entire 401k into crypto and crypto-related stocks, and be a winner over the next 6 months.
Well, you know what? The wall 401k money is coming. I don't know, by the way, if this is imminent. It's not imminent in all likely, because it's going to take a little bit of time for the institutions to get kind of set up and, I don't know, the advisors to tell people what to do and stuff. But I mean, 6 months. 6 months, another data point to suggest perhaps this bull run is lasting well into 2026. We'll see. We were on BitSham yesterday, and I just feel like, and he was like, "Oh, end of the year, which historically that would be right." But I'm just not ready to accept that we only have 4 or 5 months left. Then, if we're going to end of the year, that would be the end of the bull run, and then it's bear market for 2 years. I'm not ready to accept that. So we'll see who ends up being right, who ends up being wrong. By the way, thank you, Roan, for commenting. We got some great comments coming in. I love it. Thank you guys for joining up and being participants and being active and engaging. Yeah, I mean, again, don't know much about Rand Nooner. I've had a few interactions with him over the years. Was on a show once or twice back in the day. Seems like a nice enough guy. I think he got famous because he was appearing on some crypto show in South Africa.
Yeah, he created Crypto Africa, which was a mainstream media, and now they kind of do more crypto Web3 media. But yeah, I mean, big hustler. They have a whole team over there. They kill it over there. And whether you're right or wrong, I guess doesn't matter. If you got the followers, you get the content, you get the paid ads, whatever. But he plays the game. Every day they have a headline. Oh, the bear market's just beginning. And I get it. That's how you get the clicks. But it just doesn't always lead to the best.
We have a headline too every day. And the headline is, "You are not bullish enough." You are not bullish enough. And in 10 years, we will have been right because Bitcoin will be at $1 million. And we'll have a lot of followers by then too. By the way, NJ Dub.
Click on it. Pull it up on the screen.
NJ Dub. Yeah, shout out to NJ Dub. Thanks for the exit liquidity, boomers. Yeah, I mean, look, when these 401ks become activated and people start moving, their 5% of their portfolios over into crypto, yeah, the markets are going to run. But it's not the only catalyst. I mean, it's not the only thing coming up. Obviously, institutions are buying in. Fed rate cuts are coming. We'll see if this tariff check, this tariff rebate check materializes. Wouldn't that be great? Start sending out $600 checks to all taxpayers, and we have a repeat of the 2021 bull market when they were sending out the COVID checks. Look, we're early days, guys. We're early days. And that's why I think I keep hammering this 10 years. I keep saying 10 years and 10 years and 10 years this, 10 years that, because that's the time horizon I want you guys to have. That's how you make life-changing gains. Yeah, well, we're going to make a lot of money this bull run for sure, but 10-year time horizon is how you make insane gains. Be like that guy that bought Bitcoin in 2013 and sold it now for $9 billion. Be that guy.
We always see companies accepting Bitcoin, from Tesla to Ferrari to whatever. Now Ferrari announced it's accepting Ethereum payments in the U.S. and Europe for the Ferrari. I don't know if you need to swap your ETH for a Ferrari, Crypto Amaru, but is Ferrari going to keep some of this ETH? Are they going to create an Ethereum strategic reserve? I don't know. We shall see. It is interesting because many big companies just got around to accepting Bitcoin, but now it seems that the institutional adoption and kind of the forward-thinking companies are now saying, hey, Ethereum is pretty big. Ethereum has a lot of liquidity. Ethereum has a lot of institutional support. We can accept Ethereum for a $300,000 Ferrari. Why not? So shout out to the Ethereum.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is exactly what happened in the last bull run. When the market starts to get frothy and go up, you start to see these companies, Tesla did it, You know, you start to see all these companies and influencers coming on. I mean, who remembers Tom Brady shilling FTX? You know, who remembers Larry David out there shilling FTX? You know what I mean? So this is what happens. Coinbase sponsoring, NBA games, and Crypto.com Arena pops up. I mean, so look, mainstream, crypto is mainstream now for the most part, or it's becoming more mainstream. It's becoming more accepted, and I think you're just going to continue to see these stories pop up. And doesn't mean a whole lot. Do I think a lot of people are going to be buying Ferrari using their ETH? Probably not. Stable coins, use stable coins. Those are pegged to your shitty
It
fiat.
would be nice if Ferrari actually kept some of the ETH. We do know Tesla accepted Bitcoin, and Tesla held most of its Bitcoin. Tesla owns over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin still. Elon hasn't talked about it, hasn't brought it up. He said Tesla was going to start accepting Bitcoin again once Bitcoin had over 50% renewables for its mining, which is the case right now. It's like 55%. So I don't know what the delay is, but at some point soon, Tesla is going to start accepting Bitcoin again, talk about Bitcoin. And every quarter, when they're announcing their earnings or whatever, they have kept almost all of their Bitcoin. They have over $1 billion in Bitcoin that was done through merchandise sales, car sales, whatever. So does Ferrari keep some of the ETH? I don't know if they do or not, but I will say if they do, or if they add it as a strategic reserve, that's just more ETH off the market, more ETH in long-term hands. Because remember, earlier this year, regulation was passed that now companies can utilize Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some other crypto assets as actual like AUM and business equity on their books. Before, if you own Bitcoin, it didn't count towards, your holdings, your USD, your treasuries, whatever. Now companies can do that, which is why you see a lot of these strategic reserves pop up, and a lot of these companies that accept crypto saying, "Hey, we'll speculate, we'll hold some crypto because we can classify it on our earnings report as our company owns that asset." So we'll see what happens.
I think it's not. I think it's just a matter of time before whether it's a Ferrari or any other company, mainstream company that sells a normal good or product, says we're accepting it and we're going to stake it and act it like treat it like it's an asset to grow their treasury with, right? So man, we're early days. You're going to keep hearing stories, and I just feel like it's all part of that wider societal acceptance of crypto, which a year ago wasn't really there, right? Prior to Trump winning of the election, they were trying to kill it. They were trying to kill the industry for the most part, at least here in the U.S. Now completely sea change, completely 180 shift. Now you can buy it, or you will be able to buy it through your 401k, your retirement account. So, and the Ferraris accepting the ETH. I mean, it's just, guys, like, if you're not bullish right now, and if you think Rand Nooner's right and this shit's going to 2,000 at the end of the year, fucking hell. I don't know. I can't help you.
Shout out to the other crypto projects or crypto, I guess, platforms that are live. Discover Crypto killing it, 803 viewers. Randy Hipper, this was like Miss Teen Crypto, 391 viewers. Now, hey, sometimes I wish I was a woman because it is easier to get that attention. She knows what she's doing over there. But I will say, shout out to her. When she was a teenager in high school, she was very pro Bitcoin. I don't know exactly what else she talks about. Primarily just Bitcoin and the Bitcoin news. Wears her workout garments, whatever it is. But shout out to her. She's killing it. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. She's doing her thing over there. Of course, we see Crypto Paradise and Bitcoin Ben. This was a truck driver who's been in this space since 2016 or 17, doing his live shows for that many years, and went all in on Bitcoin. And now he does not do truck driving anymore. He just kind of evangelizes Bitcoin. We saw him at the Bitcoin Nashville conference. Maybe we need to see if we can get him on Crypto Paradise for an interview as well. So shout out to the other people who are doing live shows. And it looks like Randy just went offline. Hopefully she didn't see my comment and block me or something for being a creep. I don't know. But, sometimes these women in crypto get more attention than, same thing in gaming, same thing in anything. But, men are simple beings. They just want green candles and women in their life. So shout out to the girls who play that game and make the most of it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, seeing all these individuals who I'm not familiar with too many of them, other than what you just mentioned, wonderful thing about crypto and blockchain is you can come from any background. You can come from any walk of life. You can come from anywhere in the world, and you can make a name for yourself, and you can find success in this industry. You want to go work for a bank? You want to work for an investment bank? Well, you better be going to Harvard, right? You better go to Yale. You better pass those 5 exams. I used to be a lawyer. What? You got to go to undergrad. Do well there. Then you got to go to law school. Do well there. Then you got to apply to you take the bar exam. Okay, hope you pass that. Then you got to get hired by the law firm. That's very, exclusive thing. And then finally you can make money. Now, I'm not saying necessarily making money and being an influencer in crypto is an easy thing by a stretch of the imagination, but it's much more democratic. You can be a girl who just bought Bitcoin in high school and people happen to like what you have to say and you look good in a workout shirt or whatever, and so you get followers and you have and you're helping people, make money with crypto. You could be a truck driver, a goddamn truck driver who, just got into crypto and had conviction and maybe ended up being good on camera, and now all of a sudden he's got followers. So I don't know. I think this is a very underappreciated aspect of this industry. You can be anybody, any background, any education level, any skill set, and you can find a way to be successful in crypto. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and highly underappreciated aspect of this industry as well.
Just looking here at the surf buy bot was going on, so I was seeing who's buying some surf over in the Telegram. But
hey,
good to see.
We got some people buying surf.
It looks like it was a whale buying a whale buying surf. He now holds 695,000 surf. It's worth $10,500. So shout out to you. If we do 100 million market cap, that's going to about 85x. So not too shabby. We'll be just shy of $1 million.
What you can buy with $600,000, and you'll be making passive income the whole time through the reflection rewards, and the token will have been burning, supply going down, and there will be fat liquidity. By the time we hit 100 million market cap, there'll be millions and millions in liquidity, so you could actually exit your position and buy your mansion or buy your whatever, buy your Ferrari if you think that's a good thing to buy. Don't buy Ferraris, guys. Do not buy. I have a nice car, but do not buy a Ferrari. That's way too much money, and that is a depreciating asset. Rent a Ferrari for a day. Rent it for a week if you want to have fun. Do not buy a Ferrari. But in any event, shout out to the whale loading up on Surf Token. Man, this is early days. I'm just excited. I'm pumped up. I know we've been out on this live stream for a few hours. You guys are probably getting bored hearing from us. What else we get to cover? Also, we can wrap this one up. We got Spaces in a few hours too, by the way.
I think that's it. Just keep an eye on the Bitcoin dominance chart. The target is sub 60%. Right now, it's at 60.71%. We'll keep showing that on a daily basis. Watch the ascending triangle on Ethereum. It is breaking out. Got the big volume. The target would be $4,800 ETH. I have a long-standing target from the Head and Shoulders, the inverse Head and Shoulders on ETH at 4,235. Both of those are higher than where we are now, and we've been trending in the right direction. And then, of course, on this ETH gain, keep an eye on Richard Hart. Keep an eye on Pulse Chain and how those assets move. As speculation, they own over 166,000 Ethereum there. Richard Hart starting to get active. Marketing starting to get active. And, of course, we're rooting for Pulse Chain because we've got a lot of our followers over there. We want to see them make big gains. But when that chain goes up, the Surf token goes up as well. So stay tuned. Keep watching. And if you don't own BMNR or SBET stock in your traditional portfolio, you're not a degen enough. I don't know what you're thinking. You could be up 2x, 3x in the matter of 10 days on those assets. And they own close to 1 million Ethereum. So that's my leverage trade on Ethereum for this cycle. I think Ethereum is going over $10,000, and I think those stocks are going to benefit in a big way.
Let's go Ethereum to 10,000. Man, I'm hyped up. This is going to be a fun bull run. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Thank you for watching the live streams. Thank you for following the calls. Thank you for joining the DAO group. We got some news dropping on the retreat soon, so thank you for your future self for having joined the retreat. It's going to be fucking great. But, yeah, awesome live stream day. We'll be back, actually, with a Spaces in a couple hours, so probably grab a little snack. Maybe look at the charts until then. But thanks, guys, for joining up. And until then, we'll see you on the beach.
Peace.